Hello my friends, it's Lyndsay Allison back with another video for you. So this week's video footage is mostly from this one morning that I woke to all of these mounds of glorious fog. So it made me think about fog and how I kind of relate to it. Like it comes in usually sort of once everyone's gone for the day, and it just sort of does its beautiful, elusive thing on its own. And then by the time morning comes and the people start to get up and get moving, it's just trying to get away. And so yeah, I think me and fog kind of get each other. Regardless, let's start the video. Living a simple life really isn't complicated. Go figure. But it can be quite profound in practice. So, in taking note of some basic principles of simple living, we might just get a flavor of a simpler and gentler existence. Especially during life's more chaotic moments, it is easy to lose sight of and appreciation for the little pieces of ease and beauty that are in fact always following us closely through life. Without the clutter and noise, the stunning subtleties in life have the space to shine. And I think this is exactly why the idea of simple living has become a curiosity to more and more people. Because we can see that our excessively common and popular complicated living is not fulfilling or sustainable. We're tired. But luckily, it's actually easy to incorporate a few things into a busy day that may just bring you towards a stronger connection to yourself, to the people that you love, and to a truer, more fulfilling life. Here is Simple Living for Beginners and 7 ways to get started. Number 1, let go of unnecessary things and be mindful of what you take in. Truth be told, the more stuff we have, the more stress we will be under. It might sound like too simple of a statement, but the truth is we are responsible for everything that we own, and regardless of whether or not we realize it, each item that we own is on some level a weight, a burden. Whether we want it or not is irrelevant. So the more unneeded items that we're responsible for, the more stress we'll be under. There can be an elegant balance between what our item gives us versus what they take from us, but most of us have gone past that balance point. So perhaps you can have a genuine look at your possessions and ask yourself if you can do with less. It might just be the first step to distressing your life through a more simple life. Number 2, focus energy on fewer commitments and release the extra. Simple living is about less. It's easy to get lost in all the things that we'd like to accomplish. And it's easy to have a running and ever-growing list of things that we may likely be destined to never complete. Things intended to be fun or rejuvenating can metamorphosize into being things that we're not succeeding at. The fewer options we have, though, the easier it will be to choose, and the more likely it will be that we may make progress with our chosen endeavor. So maybe now is a great time to take some time to weigh out your desires. And perhaps if you decide to focus more on fewer hobbies or plans, you might get more from the ones you keep. It doesn't mean that you won't change paths in the future, but it might help you to be fulfilled by what you choose to put your energy and passion into. As well, your future changes will likely be more inspired and unencumbered if they are not influenced by your old items and the silent guilt trips they tend to offer us when they're not getting our attention. Our clutter can be the biggest brat. Number 3, find small ways to be more self-sustaining. Now, this is a fun one to give some thought to, and it can be very fulfilling once we start to see how easy it can be to add this perspective to our life. How can we be more self-sustaining? What can we do for ourselves instead of just buying something? And how might we be able to lessen our footprint on our beautiful earth? Maybe you have a green thumb and can grow some of your own produce. Or you can compost your food waste and use the soil for your garden. Perhaps you can change to more energy efficient light bulbs and try to use less water. Being more independent and living more in line with nature has a strong way of bringing us a calmness and a confidence. Actively lessening my own environmental impact has become an intrinsic part of my life. I buy in bulk stores by refilling my own containers. Not only does it cost less, but I have less garbage and less to recycle. I also focus on using my things for more than one purpose. As we start to think with this mentality, it's amazing the things we can do a little differently and how genuinely fun it can be. Number 4, lessen dependence on technology. As most of us have noticed, technology has taken center stage in our lives, and it continues to worm its way into our daily life in subtly detrimental ways. To be without a phone in our pocket, or more likely in our hand, is now unthinkable, unbearable. We get our entertainment while we sit down and scroll, where once we got it from the people next to us, from our friends, our family. To reap the benefits of simple living, perhaps we can focus on lessening our use of technology a bit. Set down your phone in the service of a good book. Leave your Wi-Fi to a day outside with a friend. It doesn't have to be every day, but even just to remember that there's another option, it could be good for us. Number 5, do one thing at a time. I think that as life gets busier and as we get more overwhelmed, the fact that we do generally feel like we're perpetually a few steps behind, it gives rise to the popularity and the commonality of multitasking. We know how hard it is to get everything done, so we try to pack more things into the time that we have available to us. But the truth is, multitasking is not the best use of our energy or of our time. And it's not generally faster either. So try when you can to take the time to be in each moment with merely one focus. You might just realize it's more enjoyable, you're better at it, and it could end up being quicker as well. Number 6, reconnect to nature. Sometimes I notice if I'm feeling uncomfortable or uncertain, I need to get outside and be in nature. It answers my gnawing load of questions in a way that my mind just can't. The power of just adding some nature to our own life is more helpful than we would ever believe. Yeah, we do go outside to get in our car, and from time to time we do some kind of an event that involves our being outside for the day. But could there be a way that we could make our connection to nature stronger? Could we make it a daily ritual? Maybe we could add an after-dinner walk to our days. Or we could go hiking on the weekends. The power of being in nature is massive, and it's well worth the time to get outside more often. Number 7, eat less processed food. The foods that are available to us are complicated. And frankly, the more complicated they get, the less healthy they seem to get as well. So, if we take just a step back and focus on foods that we could make ourselves at home, we'll probably naturally end up cutting out the not so simple and unhealthy foods just by doing that. My own general rule of thumb for foods that I'll eat is it recognizable as the thing that it started out as? If it isn't, I'll likely leave it at the grocery store. Now, we all deserve a little splurge from time to time, that's for sure. But if we focus on real foods, it will likely contribute to a simpler and healthier life. So, my friends, that is simple living for beginners. Let me know if you have any experience with any of the 7, or if any of the 7 have been particularly helpful for you. And I'll talk to you next Thursday. Have a great day.